Eğer ki hayatımızda hiç eğer olmasaydı nasıl olurdu? Size şöyle söyleyeyim. Her şey daha az parlak, daha az yeşil olurdu ve daha az parlak yeşil. Çünkü eğerler ormanların derinliklerinde tek bir kibritle devrimlerin kıvılcımını ateşler. Eğerler Nobel ve Guggenheim'ın aklına takılır ve o kodu bu kodu çözerler. Eğerlerle içinizden haykırmak gelir. Eğerler bariyerleri kırarlar. Asla yalnız yürümezler ve aşırı bulaşıcıdırlar. Eğerler aşikardır ve son anda golü atarlar. Eğerler dünü umursamazlar, robotlarla bile konuşabilirler. Karşı takım soluklanırken oynamaya durmadan devam ederler. Sadece basit bir kelime öyle mi? Hayır. Eğerler asla uyumazlar, hep daha fazla çaba gösterirler. Eğerler bakar, araştırır ve en beklenmedik zamanda ortaya çıkarlar. Eğerler klonlanarak çoğalırlar. Acaba gerçekten yapabilir misin? Yaptın bile. Eğerler aklınıza girmeye çalışan güler yüzlü şakacılardır. Eğerler kapıları açarlar, asla kaybetmeyeceklerini bilirler. Ve biraz gün ışığına her zaman hazırdırlar. Her şey bir eğerle başlar. Çünkü eğerler ne zaman dönüşür, ne zamanlarsa şimdi. Ve şimdi nasıla dönüşür. Nasılsa asıla. Eğerler bakış açınızı değiştirir. Eğerler oyunu değiştirir. Eğerler dünyayı değiştirir. Biliyoruz. Çünkü biz eğerlerle çalışıyoruz. Yakın Doğu Üniversitesi.
Sağlık Hizmetleri Meslek Yüksekokulu 2021-22 bahar dönemi etkinliğimize hoş geldiniz. Presenting lecture with mathematical solution through the camera in an online lecture isimli sunumunu yapmak üzere sözü uzman Jamal Abu Hasnah hocamıza bırakıyorum.
Sağ ol, teşekkür ederim Buca Hanım. Çok teşekkür ederim. Our research today, we are going to show how to present mathematical solutions through the camera while we are using online lectures. This research, we did it as especially we started in COVID-19 pandemic. We start using online lectures. Normal lectures, they were normally presenting the lecturers, okay? But for mathematical solutions, same as circuit analysis or physics courses or mathematical courses, we have problem with the lecturers, how to present their lectures through the camera. Since we know that the camera in our laptops or mobiles or even PCs, taking the picture or the video and presenting to the students as inverted. Same as shown in this figure, we are showing how the picture is coming to our students through their laptops or mobiles, while the lecturer is presenting his lecture, especially in solving mathematical equations or solving any example in his lecture notes. And one of these problems, I faced it in my previous lectures, circuit analysis, physics, and mathematics while solving. The aim of this research, I'm going to introduce 4 steps or 4 presenting solutions, how to present our lectures, especially solving mathematics in the lectures. Our students, thanks for them, they are understanding the problems we were facing these problems and they were understanding. Even in my lectures, I was trying to close what I am sharing, the example, and opening Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office, how much I am trying to repeat the example. I remember in last semester, in last year, I was trying to explain to my students one example, exactly 1 hour passed, and most of them, they couldn't understand it. As we are seeing here, introduction, in the period of COVID-19, there's a study that the average American watched about 6 hours of video a day on devices ranging from televisions, desktop, computers, and mobile phones. By one estimate, this figure has surged more than 40% during the pandemic, which is increased more than 40%. We start watching why live lectures in mathematics learning are important. As you are seeing in this figure, if I was trying to explain to my students the solution of this simple mathematical equation, and I was recording sometimes as a video and uploading to our USAM platform for my students to understand, but unfortunately, most of them, they were not understanding. Why? Because mathematics or solving any mathematical solution needs face-to-face lectures. Okay? But unfortunately, in the pandemic period, we cannot stabilize face-to-face lectures. For undergraduate mathematics, a recently published review confirmed the findings of a 2012 study that overall, the more often students watched such videos, the poorer their performance in the course. Why? When we are presenting the mathematical solution in an online lecture, our students, they are in their brain understanding that this teacher is going to upload the video for the lecture in order to watch it again in their houses. But unfortunately, how the camera in an online lecture, how much accurate, how many times we are repeating. Students, when they are repeating the videos in their houses, even their performance is going to be poorer than normal face-to-face lectures. It's possible, for example, that weaker mathematics students tend to rely on videos more than stronger students. However, an equally plausible explanation is that regular use of this video. For example, when student is repeating too many videos might be bad for learning. Why? Because when I am solving any example in mathematics or in physics or in circuit analysis lectures, I am trying to show them how accurate and how each step by details. And I was facing so many problems that they are not understanding more than 30 to 40%. This study, I prepared it in order to show our students and to show everyone that mathematical solutions, especially mathematical solutions through cameras, is the most difficult method of teaching. Why too many recorded lecture videos may be bad for math students learning? How teachers sometimes explaining the mathematical solutions, they are recording the solution. Later, I will show you some pictures and some examples how some teachers they were doing in order to explain for their students. A two-part study was designated to investigate this possibility. The first study involved two groups of students studying engineering in Australia and in UK. At the beginning, they took these two groups. One of them, regular video users, were found to become more surface learners over the course of the semester, while the others, those accessing few or no video, were unchanged in their study approaches. They discovered that the students who are accessing few or no videos are more better in mathematics. With this understanding, we have perceptual processes associated with the use of lecture videos were considered as dual process system, meaning people tend to think using two channels. The first one, fast and automatic with little to no working memory used. Second one, slow and analytical with working memory used. Now, when students, as explanation, when students, they are getting an uploaded video to explain this mathematical solution, how happened. When they go home and they start watching more and more, it will be same as automatic for them to solve. But when you change any number or change the procedure in the exam, they are not going to do anything. Why? Because their memory just concentrated on the video. They have it. Slow and analytical with working memory, same as in the face-to-face lectures, is going to do their memory working more and more, which means they are going to be more strong in their solutions. Now, the mathematics videos were viewed outside of typical lecture or classroom settings. Students actively controlled their use. Therefore, the second study interview questions focused on the critical point at which students judge their own learning to determine, for example, whether they move on to new learning or do not. Now, when and they are going to study in their houses to understand how this teacher he solves this example, they will repeat and pause in order to watch this video. But unfortunately, they are not going to understand it well. And this happened in real life with me. How? I explained one example in physics more than 3 times. The first lecture passed completely its time duration. I was explaining how to solve it. because actually it was matrix, 3 by 3 matrix solving, and I recorded the video. I uploaded to our platform, Ozapim. Unfortunately, next lecture, I asked and the same question with the same numbers, but unfortunately they couldn't solve it. As to attract and make them more workers. Yes, I do not neglect that some students, they were with high performance and they were concentrating in my solution. They passed. But most of them, because they understand that this lecture is going to be uploaded as a video, they were not concentrating in the lecture. For this, they were not understanding. Okay, to discuss, as seen earlier, the most complicated lectures are the mathematical solutions lectures to be taught online, so that the lecturer faces difficulties in explaining the method of solution to let his students understand well on how to solve like these questions without referring to the recorded lectures. About related research I did for this study, almost 12 published papers since 2014 till 2020. And I found that for the students who were attending traditional lectures as face-to-face, they are improving 6% more than the students they are attending online lectures, and indicated that the average examination scores improved by about 6% in active learning section, and that students in the classes with traditional lectures were 1.5 times more likely to fail than were students in the class with active learning. Now, this Freeman researcher, he did comparison between active and standard lecturing. And he discovered that active, which means the teacher or the lecturer is doing more active in the lecture, they are improving more than normal standard traditional lecture. He is going to do lecture solving without talking anything and going. No. And this one, different analysis indicated that both results hold across the engineering, mathematics, and technology, science. These branches must be attracted teachers to their students to show them that active learning appears effective, more effective in all classes sizes, no matter the number of students. Important to be attracted student lecturer. This researcher, Abu Kumar, what he did, he concentrated in his published paper in 2021 about virtual social link, excessive use of digital technology, and suggested strategies to maintain healthy use of digital technology. As he discovered that during the COVID-19, all of us, we start concentrating on the digital media and social media, which has negative implication on our physical and mental health. For this reason, scientists, in their published papers, they recommend face-to-face or understanding the lecture, even online, just not to upload the video of the solution. For the students to be more workers than a student who got the uploaded video for his mathematical lecture. Lindsay, in his paper 2021, reported a negative association between attainment and the use of lecture capture. Lecture capture, when a teacher is uploading the capture of his solution video and give it to the students, he noticed that students or people start to skip live lectures and wait to get lecture capture. Why? Because students, I noticed this one, for example, in first or two lectures, I was explaining to solve a mathematical example. Students, while I was explaining, they were asking me, "Sir, are you going to upload the video for the solution in order to understand it more?" One time, I recorded the lecture, okay? And unfortunately, I noticed that when I start recording the solution as a video in order to upload it for them, I noticed that their cameras, their microphones were off. When I start asking them why your camera off or why your video off, microphone off, "Sir, you are going to upload this video, we will understand it more at home. We will watch it and we will understand it." Okay. Next week, I did a quiz for them. In the same lecture, I uploaded I changed the numbers. From 62 students, just 11 students, they solved the example. And it's solved example in the video uploaded and on the lecture notes. So, why? Because lecture notes, when we are taking an example from the lecture notes or from books or from any reference, there is solution, solved examples, but unfortunately, there is no explanation in details for how we got the result, the final answer. And we are, as a lecturers, we have to explain in details for our students how we got the final answer. We have these common used methods. The most commonly used method in teaching mathematics through camera are facing difficulties in explaining the method of solving problems. Some of these methods are recording videos of solution by their phones as shown. This teacher, he starts recording how the solution of this mathematical equation by recording a video using his mobile. This is first method. Second one, solving the questions on papers and in lecture, showing ready solution to explain how it's done for students to understand. And unfortunately, they are not understanding. Why in this method? The first method, recording video using his mobile, at least it's better than here, recording a solution. read the solution and explaining to the students. Because while you are explaining the first line, they are looking to the solution down and to the final answer. One time, according to my experience in this subject, I was showing them a already solved example. I solved it on papers and I uploaded and I start explaining to them in the lecture. I noticed some students, they were telling me, for example, I want to determine the value of the current I1 and I2 currents. Direct, he answered me, current I1, sir, is 3 milliampere. And he does not know how to solve it. Why? Because he looked down. He was not concentrating on how I am explaining line by line. He was looking to the final answer, to answer before his friends. The third method, how I solving the problems, scanning the solution and then presenting it to the students to let them understand the method as shown. Here the scan came as image, and image you cannot explain it nice online. Why? Because it's an image. You cannot add characters, you cannot add arrows, you cannot do anything because it's an image. Okay? The fourth one, I tried it. It's too much complicated. I used my laptop and my iPad in the same time. I was solving on my iPad monitor by pen, okay, and then presenting to the students. But unfortunately, it was completely inverted picture. I used up in A my laptop and my iPad and the pen. I was trying to solve equation second order with two rules, okay, and they were telling me, sir, we cannot see, it's inverted, opposite. Can we hold our telephones up down, upside down? It's impossible because the picture is coming inverted. This research, okay, I started with this in order in the future to add more steps how we are going to present our lectures online and solve, and the picture to the students is not going to be inverted. I am doing this research and I'm going to stop till here in order for future steps to add as a software, which is a neural network. A neural network, I'm going to adjust it in order with feedback, in order to be the picture, if it's inverted, to return it back as standard, normal. For this reason, we came to the conclusion, accelerated by the COVID-19 pandemic, universities must embrace the new technology while striving to make research-informed decisions in order to find optimal ways to adapt. Lecture capture is regarded by students as a competing or integral resource. However, this depends on the interaction between students and staff during the live lectures. A research-informed way to move forward would be to increase the value of attending a live lecture for students by introducing more interactions that occur during the lecture with the teacher and other students. Like this, we are coming to our presentation, and thank you very much for your time. Really, it's with great pleasure for me to be the next step with you to show you how we are going to solve these problems facing the mathematical or physical teachers while presenting his lecture online through the camera. Thank you very much.
Eğer ki hayatımızda hiç eğer olmasaydı nasıl olurdu? Size şöyle söyleyeyim. Her şey daha az parlak, daha az yeşil olurdu ve daha az parlak yeşil. Çünkü eğerler ormanların derinliklerinde tek bir kibritle derinlerin kıvılcımını ateşler. Eğerler Nobel ve Guggenheim'ın aklına takılır ve o kodu bu kodu çözerler. Eğerlerle içinizden haykırmak gelir. Eğerler bariyerleri kırarlar. Asla yalnız yürümezler ve aşırı bulaşıcıdırlar. Eğerler aşikardır ve son anda golü atarlar. Eğerler dünü umursamazlar, robotlarla bile konuşabilirler. Karşı takım soluklanırken oynamaya durmadan devam ederler. Sadece basit bir kelime öyle mi? Hayır. Eğerler asla uyumazlar, hep daha fazla çaba gösterirler. Eğerler bakar, araştırır ve en beklenmedik zamanda ortaya çıkarlar. Eğerler klonlanarak çoğalırlar. Acaba gerçekten yapabilir misin? Yaptın bile. Eğerler aklınıza girmeye çalışan güler yüzlü şakacılardır. Eğerler kapıları açarlar, asla kaybetmeyeceklerini bilirler. Ve biraz gün ışığına her zaman hazırdırlar. Her şey bir eğerle başlar. Çünkü eğerler ne zaman dönüşür, ne zamanlarsa şimdi. Ve şimdi nasıla dönüşür. Nasılsa asıl. Eğerler bakış açınızı değiştirir. Eğerler oyunu değiştirir. Eğerler dünyayı değiştirir. Biliyoruz. Çünkü biz eğerlerle çalışıyoruz. Yakın Doğu Üniversitesi.